Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back. And I gotta tell you guys, Rama is right here, ready for his big debut. He's right here. He's doing so good these days.
Hello and welcome to Evolutionary Energy Arts.
I'm so proud of him. Wow.
Oh, we gotta laugh, guys, otherwise we'll go crazy in this world out there. And we just did a video that we put up on Evolutionary, and I'm sorry, well, we did do one on Evolutionary. That one was scheduled from like 2 days ago. That was kind of a continuation on exposing how the control system is really right there for us to see deep within our myths and our religious traditions. And then we did another one on Patreon. And so we want to thank all our Patreons for their support, as we couldn't do it without the support over there. As we see, this is Philadelphia chaos. Chaos last night, as you see, Philadelphia police putting down looters who are rioting hours after a judge dismissed all charges against officers who shot and killed a 27-year-old Eddie Irizarry in self-defense. And yeah, it was just bonkers in Philly last night. As we've been saying, you really, if possible, you will definitely have more peace and maybe more sanity and less threats to your threats to your well-being, basically, if you're not in the big cities in the times that we are in right now.
You know, I mean, or just stay home, work on your spiritual practice.
Absolutely. So police are activating citywide rapid response because of the looting going on. And at the same time, there's announcements by many more stores that they are hightailing it, not only leaving Philadelphia, but leaving a lot of the other big cities that we see. And the reason is because they cannot make a profit because of the losses from the looting and theft. It's just getting to be insane. But these are the times that we are in. It's just chaos rules. And this is, as we see here, an Instagram influencer who has over 125,000 followers, known in the Philadelphia community as Meatball, live streams herself in front of thousands of viewers while looting multiple stores across the Philadelphia area. Chaos unfolded as the citywide rapid response was activated due to large crowds gathering and rioting and looting across the city. Multiple stores and businesses, including a Chick-fil-A store, was looted. Later, Philadelphia police caught up to her and placed her under arrest on her live stream. At least over a dozen people have been arrested so far. It's just, we're entering a period of mind-boggling craziness unless you've been really paying attention, which I know most of you guys have been.
You know what I see is this is the hand that's pitting each other, pitting us against each other, because one feels they have, this has happened and the other one says that's happened. But it's ultimately that they're using us as puppets.
Always. Yeah, always. And here you have immigration crisis. Costa Rica is declaring a state of emergency due to tens of thousands of migrants passing through the country monthly to get to the U.S. And there's been a sharp increase. Most of those migrants are coming from countries like Venezuela, which planted a huge flag on Texas soil. Will 46 finally step in? Of course not. I mean, of course not. If you really seriously have to ask that, you're not paying attention. And the only time they would step in is when it's too little, too late, and it's not going to make a big difference. This is all part of a plan that's been in play for a very long time. Venezuelans are invading the U.S. with revolutionary zeal. This is from Michael Young. And he's tabbed as the most experienced combat correspondent from America, traveled or worked in 93 countries, and covered a lot of wars and conflicts. So, what he says is Venezuelans do not hide that this is an invasion. In fact, they are proud of it, as are the Chinese from mainland China. Now, where is he situated? He's situated down there in Panama, where they go by him every single day. and he's listening to what they're saying. He's listening to what he's hearing. He's recognizing that we are under a full-scale invasion. It's quite clear. They're not coming to just simply integrate. No, they're coming to take over. And again, they've been promised things. And I think that, flag planting was very, very symbolic. And it's the same thing we're seeing in Italy with it's just a huge army coming in. They went on Lampedusa. Now they're making their way to the mainland. Now 500,000 more are preparing to come. China's militant regime is preparing total war against America by, amongst other things, preparing to attack Americans in their own communities. Thanks to the CCP, there's no longer a distinction between military and civilian. All Americans are in this fight. Now, what we would say is all the peoples of the world have been manipulated into this situation, and it's nothing new. It's exactly what's been going on for the last 2,500, 3,000 years or so. And it just shifts. One group of people is elevated, another one's repressed, suppressed, just obliterated. We were talking about the genocide word yesterday on a video, and that's the reality. This happens time and time again, and now it's going to happen to the NATO countries. And again, we've been given the numbers. We've been given the time frame. It's all right there. That really suits him. It really does suit him. Yeah, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau states that he was tricked by Russian propaganda and misinformation into cheering for a Ukrainian Nazi in Parliament last week. It's interesting, too, because there are those out there that's saying you could look at Freeland's, who obviously is number 2, her family history, and you'll find that there are the same ties to the Nazi''S's. Oh, yeah, this is deep. And here you go. Comer reveals wires from China have JB's Wilmington home as beneficiary address. This is from Comer, but there's other people that are in Congress that are talking about this. This is a huge buzz. He just obtained 2 bank wires revealing HB received payments originating from Beijing in 2019 when JB was running for president. Yeah, payoffs, millions, absolutely. Payoffs, millions. Bank records don't lie, but yeah, we understand there's probably not a politician out there that doesn't lie. And that's the reality of it. Now, this is that Mars-Saturn energy that we were talking about. So I saw, it was Ben from Suspicious Observers was putting up posts of people saying something big's coming down the 23rd, and he said nothing big happened. Well, again, astrologically, you look at the energies, and these energies bring things forth. It's, again, a case of utilizing energies to their advantage, which they do, and at the same time, this Mars-Saturn conjunction is going to bring things to the surface that are going to cause people to get really mad and upset. And this is what we have, So, I mean, they're being exposed. And I probably should have put that little post up talking about Freeland's up in Canada's family history and how in her family they did serve under who, Sig Heil. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is all being exposed, and here again, this does tell us that we're very, very close to the time period where we're going to be so in the thick of things. Because this is what they're going to do. When it all gets exposed, that's when they say, okay, guys, we got to go. This is it. It's go time. And then that's when we will really face the fire, so to speak, the trial by fire.
Right. You know, I mean, just going back to Mr. Trudeau for a moment, you know, of course, this Mars, Saturn, the planets do not work like in the 3D like I think people expect them to. They do work under the surface, but they are very profound. So we're looking at here a lot of information that's coming out that's probably going to mold the way other information is rolled out, because what do they want? They want so badly to control every word, every sentence, every person's emotion. They want to control everything. So they're setting things up deliberately, you know, some misinformation. Oh, I was tricked. Even I was tricked. Boy, I better put the laws out. And then some legitimate information. So to bring about confusion, I see this as the pebble in the pond, which is really going to leave some huge waves. We'll have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, because all of what's going on right now, they want us to be having some sort of civil war revolution inside the U.S. Before the actual invasion by China and Russia. And of course, they have all these sleeper cells, and also people that are simply being paid to come in and just cause random chaos to utilize as well. So, you know, it's going to be a much more challenging time. And here you have AOC, which, you know, again, if you can't recognize that she's part of the control system, you know, there's just no hope yet. There's no hope yet. More coffee, please. Yeah, does she have a point when she compares the people coming to New York City today via immigration and those who came through Ellis Island? She said, the number of, when it comes to people coming to New York City today, is nothing. I'm telling you, nothing compared to the daily amounts of people we saw coming through Ellis Island in the first half of this century. We're seeing more than 12 million immigrants that passed through Ellis Island between 1892 and 1954. So, you know, again, you got 62 years. We're seeing millions coming over a border in months. Months. You know, obviously, this is somebody that's, again, being so paid to just spin. They're all spin artists. Politicians are actors. They're paid to... Well, they're actors, but they're also salespeople. As we look, this is a facility in New York housing about 1,000 illegal immigrants. And think about this. And somebody else said, oh, they're building so many camps for the illegals. Yeah, no. Those camps are not going to be for the illegals. Again, there's a takeover that's planned. There's you could view it as an invasion of the body snatchers as they supplant the ones that are already here. And here you have Canadian Speaker Anthony Rota resigned after calling the person a hero. So he's resigning. We had the resignation of the guy in the land down under after, you know, years of terror and just confusion and chaos. And, you know, all this is coming out. This is the energy we're talking about. This is the Saturn-Mars energy. So, you know, again, when you see it, what does it do? Well, you know, Saturn exposes everything. Saturn's karma. And Mars is, you know, certainly it can be conflict, it can be anger, it can be assertiveness, it can be a lot of things, but it's action. It's absolutely action. And Trudeau's plane had, that Eric Clapton song. Well, I guess he did. Yeah. During the G20, claims of former Indian diplomat. Whoa, didn't we find some in the White House too? Wasn't the lady from New Zealand always wiping her nose, you know, incessantly? Yeah, you know, again, these people, they're two-bit actors, and you know, of course, you know, they're not the highest quality people in the world. No, quite the opposite. They're the ones that will take money to, you know, sell humanity out, and many of them have a lot of issues and addictions. Unscheduled midnight cabinet meeting happened last night. People believe that Trudeau might step down. Well, let us see. That would be a wonderful thing. But again, what puppet would take the place? We need the whole system to step down. The system needs to step down. And this is Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus, who has really spilled a lot of beans. Instagram, Facebook shut down all her accounts permanently, thousands of pictures, etc., all gone. This is what they do. I had my Facebook taken down years ago, overnight, and I lost everything. And this is why I don't have a Facebook. We do utilize Messenger in under a different entity, let's just say. But they took down mine. And again, I had tons of recommendations and all sorts of stuff. And here we have the Cassini station took detailed images of the moon Pan. It has an unusual shape. Wow, that kind of looks kind of saucer-ish, doesn't it? A lot of what we're told are those small moons. Like all of a sudden now, was there 90 around Jupiter and 90 moons, something like that? A lot of them are ships. That's the reveal.
And if you were to take this shape and you put it, closer up in our skies and you kind of painted a fluffy cloud around it, it would fit just perfectly. And you would see that fluffy cloud and you would think, wow, that cloud feels different. It feels heavy. Yeah, I got this feeling in what's up with that cloud? Yeah, these are the things that's up. So sometimes you just, you got to get a back rub. I think you just need a back rub. But you got to tell your friends, just don't do that too hard. But we got to work together.
We do have to work together. We got to get along, and even if we are the odd one out, or we feel like we're the odd one out, we have to recognize, we're part of a much bigger tribe here, a much bigger pact. These are going to be really challenging times ahead. No sugarcoating this. We cannot fall victim to the hatred because they're going to want to create it. They're always wanting the left to hate the right and the right to hate the left. They want Democrats to hate Republicans, Republicans to hate Democrats. They want capitalists to hate communists, and socialists, etc. All these labels are theirs. All of them are theirs. This is a system that operates on division. Again, this is Genesis. This is the Tower of Babel. And still we have readers that say, no. That was actually the good guys coming down and blasting the one world order, just like it's going on today. And it's like, no, that's not the case. That's the control system. This is the beginning. When you're looking at the Tower of Babel, you're looking at the beginning of the control system. This is the beginning of the Dark Age. And so, again, it's all a distortion. And we have to be open-minded enough to recognize when new information comes through and adjust with it. A lot of us have been so indoctrinated, it is just earth-shattering to give up paradigms. And we think, well, if I don't have that, I don't have anything. Yes, you do. You don't need any sort of salvation because already you have quote unquote eternal life, from the sense that you are a consciousness which is derived from source. Source is in you. So if you want to, really truly define God as the source of all things, then that's already in you. That already is you. So you have no need for any sort of, blood sacrifice, any sort of dogmatic approach to anything. It's all already inside you. You have everything you need. You are unique because it's part of the plan. Every single one of us is unique. Every single one of these guys is unique. Obviously, there's one that's appears to be a little bit more unique than the others, but when you go and you look and you deep dive into the personality, you might be surprised. And there might be one that's even more unique, even though the outward appearances, one does tend to stick out there. It's all part of a shift in paradigm where we understand we're part of a whole. So for those of us that are here in the U.S. and we are going to find ourselves literally at war against an invading army, understand that these people, like the people of Venezuela, they've been subject to a lot of atrocities committed by the government of the U.S. It's when the people realize the governments are the problem and recognize, hey, you had it rough. We have it rough. It's all the governments of the world. We just have to get out of that system. We have to make that system irrelevant and, do our own thing. And then we will have peace.
Mm-hmm. Let's not allow them to control every single move we make. And I will even go one step further as far as that they want division. It's not, to me, it's more like they need division. They have to have that division. So every time we do find ourselves being divisive in a situation, I would encourage each other to stop and take a look at that divisiveness and see, okay, where's the bridge here? I think we need to step up to that point. And everybody has divisiveness. We all have it in us, but how can we blend that in such a way that we're not giving our power over to those controllers, despite, what our disagreements are?
Absolutely. So thank you guys again for your support, and those that have joined us over on the Patreon family. Much love. Stay prepared. Keep peace in your hearts. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.